I thought it was adding just tree and just having just tree on there. Because like, what do I do now?
We have to show Alondo cosplaying as his favorite other podcast person.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna bring in Alondo.
Hey, Alondo, your cosplay looks great.
Right.
This would be a great outfit to have pulled.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah. So Alondo might show up. I don't know. He's at Jordan Con. You might have saw him there if you go to Jordan Con. And I know Jordan Con's over, but he's still in Atlanta. So he might be having technical difficulties. I have not talked to him tonight. We talked to him this afternoon. Tree and I both did, and he said he was coming. So we'll see. If not, we'll just run with it without first-time readers. It'll just be a weird, strange episode. That's okay.
We'll pretend somebody doesn't know.
Yeah.
I'll pretend I have no idea what's going on.
I've only read some of these books, Jim, just so you know. I've read this one, and I've read the next one.
And you've read all of the Cosmere at this point, right?
I've read everything.
Yeah. And I've read like Mistborn, but only the first era, and like Warbreaker and Elantris.
Okay. Well, you usually have some good stuff still waiting for you.
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Wind and Truth, but that's a different story.
I loved Wind and Truth.
Was that
I loved Wind and Truth.
I loved it. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I'm a dark friend too. But
I liked parts of it.
Okay, that's fair.
Interesting. It's not the last book, is it?
Yeah, well, for now.
It's the last one that's out, yeah, but there's going to be one more.
No, there's going to be 5 more.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
DK Moon doesn't know what these chapters are about, so he can join, right?
DK, are you a first-time reader?
No, he's not.
Oh. I feel like this trick has been played on me before.
No. But if you don't know these individual chapters, it is what it is. So yeah.
That's true, it's a surprise.
Well, welcome everyone to season 3, episode 22 of the Cosmere Reads.
Okay, what number is it for Alondo?
I don't know.
89?
He's the only one keeping track. Are you keeping track now too? It is.
No, I'm not keeping track of anything.
Let me see. It is 87.
87, nice.
Yeah.
All I keep track of is you tell me what chapters to read, and I do that.
7-11. He likes Wind and Truth too. So
nice.
Yes, it does make you a dark friend as well. Sorry. I can dive into some Lemon Heart 151 if it quickly become a first time reader. True. If you dive into anything that's 151, it can pick you a first time reader very quickly. Yeah. So how are you doing, Jim? How are things?
I'm doing great, and things are good.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It has been. My goodness.
I think was it last Jordan Con's last time we hung out in person. I think it's even before that last time you were on the wheel read. So
yeah. I honestly, it's so far back, I don't remember exactly when it was.
I don't either.
It was a good time.
It has happened.
I mean, I wasn't blacklisted or something. Was
No. We don't do as many guests as we used to. We should bring that back.
I'm really excited because this is my first time having a guest since I've been doing Cosmere reads. So. Yay! I'm so excited.
It gets hard to remember to bring in guests.
It does. Yeah.
Zach and I, with our channel, we're putting out a new episode every day, which means I'm churning stuff out all the time. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I should invite someone. Yeah. It's hard to remember to squeeze them in.
True. It sometimes, I try to, and then I always forget to, and then I feel bad, and I'm like, oh, well, we'll just get it next time. And then that just ends up being next time. Because things like this are happening all the time. Where we're not even sure within 15 minutes if we're actually recording or not. So I feel bad because then we have a guest coming. I'm like, oh yeah, we had a guest too.
Yeah, literally 10 minutes beforehand, I was like, we're doing this today, right?
Yeah, and I remember yesterday
we had right back up. Yeah.
And I was gonna let you know that Alondo might not be here because he wasn't sure. But then we texted him today, and he was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, we're on." But then I didn't relay. Anyway, it's me lifing and all the things.
And that 10 minutes before is when I found out about it too. So yay!
Yeah,
it was like, "Oh, the guest just messaged me." I'm like, "What? Guest? Yeah, we're having a guest."
Episode a day is madness. How do you even read enough for that? That is kind of madness. But
yeah.
Do you guys do episodes?
Crazy.
What?
Who does an episode? Do you do an episode a day?
Did I do an episode a day?
Yeah.
We dropped an episode today.
Oh, every day.
Every day.
Do you make one every day?
We don't always make them on the same day, but
Oh, but you drop one. Okay, gotcha.
yeah, release one every day. Like Zach and I recorded 3 episodes.
Oh,
yesterday.
gotcha. Okay, yeah.
So one of them
that
came
makes
out
more
today.
sense.
Yeah, and then I do a lot of short ones. 10 to 15
Gotcha.
minutes just by myself.
That makes more sense than trying to like record every single day.
Yeah,
that would be
just
insane.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, it does.
And especially, a lot of the little ones are just me because Zach has a life. He he can show up every other week to do something with me.
Sure.
So that's why we'll power through a few good long ones. Like our episode today was all about our Watt season 3 likes, dislikes, and predictions for the future. So we had a good time talking about that yesterday.
Is there a prediction that there will be a season 4?
We talked about it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get season 4. I hope we get season 4.
What's your overall 10 to 10 rating of the season?
Oh man, well, it was better before the finale. I really liked episode 7. I thought they did a lot of good things this season. Episode 8 let me down. It just there's okay.
Yeah.
But I'd say 7.5 out of 10.
7.5.
Okay.
7.5. But it would have been a strong 8.5 before that. So it took it down a point. Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. The last 2 episodes really pissed me off. So
I've heard a lot of people say that about episode 7, and I was like, oh, I kind of liked episode 7. But...
No, there was lots of things there was some things I liked.
Episode
but
4,
the
Road to the Spears was amazing. They did a
Oh,
great job with that.
Yeah.
I think I need to do a rewatch and then really get that taste in my mouth, and then
the production level was
really
definitely
the
production level was way up. I mean,
this
that was
is the season that I'm really excited to go back and rewatch.
Yes.
Whereas like season 1, season 2, I made myself rewatch. No,
Yeah.
this one there was some great content that I want to see again.
Yeah, it was good. There was some good stuff. There was.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, now that that's over, I need to find something else to binge. Andor. There we go.
Hey,
Star Wars.
Murderbot. Murderbot Diaries come out May 16th. If you have not read those yet, read them now.
Yet. Okay.
They're short. Most of them are just novellas, and then there's 2 full-length novels.
Okay.
But it's coming out on Apple TV Plus May 16th, and it's gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah. I've heard a lot about they're talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl a lot. But I've heard good things. I have not read it yet. I've had lots of people recommend it to me and DM me to read it. I have not yet. Right now, I am working through. My son, who's 7, is on a huge Star Wars kick right now. So, which makes my geeky father heart very happy. And so we are listening to a lot of the Legends books right now, and along with Percy Jackson because he loves Percy Jackson. And
there you go. Yeah.
And of course, I have to do all these readings for the Wheel of Time and for the Cosmere. So that's pretty much all my time for book reading right now. And I don't have time for anything else besides reading Star Wars, reading Percy Jackson, reading Wheel of Time, and reading Cosmere all at the same time. And that's pretty much the extent of my ability to read. Once I get 5 books going at once, it's just, like I'm not adding anything else. Like someone's like, "Oh, do you want to read this?"
Point.
No,
Yeah.
nope. I don't read anything else right now. Like I am. It's too confusing right now trying to read 2 Star Wars books at the same time.
Oof.
So that's been challenging.
I love the Legends books, by the way. The Legends, that's where it was at, man.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah. So we started with Into the Void. Of course, that's a good spot to start for the Legends books. So that's, way, way, way back in time on Tython.
Way back.
So we started there, but then of course my son didn't recognize any of the characters. So he's like, I don't want to do this one. So then we started doing the Clone Wars Wild Space, which he's really enjoyed that one. But now every now and then he's like, can we go back and watch or listen to, because we're listening on books on Audible. So can we listen to Touching the Void? I was like, yeah, we can jump back and forth. So that's what we've been doing. It's fun. 7-year-old brain. It's fun. It's good times. He's already seen all the Clone Wars cartoons, so he's really.
You're raising him right, man. You're raising him right.
He's already seen all that. He's watching some of the Bad Batch. Yeah, so we're starting with cartoons for right now. He's seen some of the live action stuff. We have not done Revenge of the Sith yet, just because his little brother and sister want to watch all the time. And I don't know if Anakin being burned up in lava is the best thing to show to a 3-year-old.
My son was in preschool. We go to a conference. The teacher is telling us, yeah, your son's a very bright young boy. He knows everything about Star Trek and Star Wars. I sat back. My job's done.
We've done it. We've done it. No, he's fun. But now his new fascination as of this weekend, one of his best friends' dad is a fighter pilot for the Air Force. So he went to a birthday party at the Air and Space Museum here locally, and they did an IMAX film on the Blue Angels. So now my son's obsessed with fighter planes, which is cool too, because fighter planes are fun. And the Blue Angels are fun to watch. I've seen a couple of live air shows with them.
I have too.
They've
been great for years.
Yeah,
incredible.
They're actually one of the best performing squadrons, like better than the Thunderbirds. Which he's the guy, the dad. He's Air Force, and he said, yeah, the Thunderbirds are nothing compared to Blue Angels. Like they get closer than anyone else. Like I think what the statistic,
it's terrifying.
Yeah, I think they fly in formation within 12 inches of each other.
That's insane.
At 400 miles an hour within 12 inches of each other. 4 planes within 12 inches.
Like, that's dumb.
For entertainment.
For entertainment
purposes. Listen, everybody, just learn how to crochet. It's nice. It's safe. You make stuff. It's entertaining.
Doesn't that use like a needle? No, they're not sharp.
Thrawn Trilogy is great, Jim. I do agree. I have read all the Thrawn Trilogy, Ascendancy, and all the Chiss Ascendancy and all the fun stuff there. That's fun. That's good. That's good stuff. Anyway, let's talk about Cosmere. Enough about Star Wars and planes. There are no planes and there are no force power, but there is investiture. So let's talk about it. Yet.
There is investiture at this point.
There is, and there's no
it's
space.
Just budding. It's just beginning.
What is investiture?
We're not going to go past here for spoilers, just in case Alonda goes back and does watch it. So
that word has not been introduced.
It has been. No, that word has. We had a whole entire chapter about investiture.
All right, okay, very good.
Because we talked about the investitures, the people that were. We had a whole chapter about it in Storm.
Okay.
Where Tef was talking about it, and anyway.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, we did. We talked.
Because I know up here, in these chapters, Teft is training him, and
stuff. Yeah, we get a little bit of that.
I just couldn't. I have to remember. It's like there's so much to remember from these books. So I'm like, he used that word already. I mean, I know he was talking about stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
They're not small books. They're not small books. Not small books. No.
It sounds familiar, and I have read these. It's just it was a while ago, and I don't remember a lot.
Yeah.
So it sounds familiar, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we start with chapter 58, The Journey. The Resheeper, the Midnight Mother, giving birth to abominations with her essence so dark, so terrible, so consuming. She is here. She watches me die. I love bitchographs.
I don't like that. That's what we call those, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We love that term. Bitchographs. That's perfect in multiple layers.
Right.
We love our bitchographs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So a few little. So since you're new to the Cosmere Rear Gym, a few things that we talk about a lot are 1, bitchographs, 2, sprint them on. You got to catch them all. So if you have any cool sprint them on theories or anything like that, that is very welcome on our podcast because we are always trying to catch new sprint them on. Gotta catch them all. So that's definitely a theme that we have going on, at least in Stormlight. So yeah, we start with Adolin. He is drinking at a wine shop in the outer market.
Yellow wine. Wimp.
Following Dad's rules.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good boy.
Browner.
He's with his date. And some other light eyes. Yeah. And they're having this nice little debate about Sadeas. So that's kind of how we start this. Why Sadeas has not moved against Dalinar, and whether Dalinar should step up, or whether they should step down, not step up, step down because of the visions and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's hard to be a supportive son who wants to be cool when everybody thinks your dad is going crazy.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think back, like if I had any friends that had like crazy dads,
Mm.
and I can't think of any.
Oh, that was me. I was the one with the crazy parents.
Oh yeah. Like
I
I
was
had
like,
some friends that had some
I'm
crazy
trying
like
to-
partier parents, but they were still like normal. Like they weren't crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I can't think of anything like any parents I had that were like certifiable. I'm sure they were behind closed doors because it was the 80s and that's different times.
Oh,
No one was properly
There's
medicated.
a lot we
yet.
didn't talk about in the 80s.
80s. No one was properly medicated. It was an interesting time.
Well, we were smoking in the boys' room.
Yep, there was that. There was a lot of interesting things that happened in the 80s.
Take your word for it.
My daughter has a crazy dad. That's awesome, 7-Eleven.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm
Crazy
trying to
dads
think.
are the
I guess Ian's dad was a little crazy back in the day, so he was kind of the crazy dad. He was
But like
always
a fun crazy or like
No.
a crazy?
No,
No.
not fun. Oh, sad.
Oh,
no, not fun crazy,
Oh,
just
okay.
crazy. Yeah, I mean sometimes it was funny the things that would come out of his mouth, but he had no filter. He still doesn't. But it's yeah, he's yeah. I know I guess his Ian's sister dated a guy in high school that had like a mohawk.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time he came over, like we were all over there hanging out, and this guy shows up, and his dad was talking about, how he likes to style his hair too, but something about like combing his ass hair over his head or something like really
Too much
crude or
information.
yeah, something really weird. Like what? Like, I just remember being like, "What are you talking about?"
A lot of our dads had quirks, though. Where
No.
other people might think he's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Mine was the nicest guy, but at home, he had a
Yeah.
temper sometimes.
Yeah.
He'd get mad about something. But
Yeah.
the only way it would manifest is he would start swearing. Now, he never sweared, except when he
Mhm.
was mad. And then he'd be using words. I'm like, what's that word? I was like, where did these come from? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
That's
I
kind of
ever told
entertaining.
somebody my dad would swear up and down, and they'd be like, you're lying. I
Yeah.
know your dad. You're lying.
Yeah, I mean, like, I try to think about my funny stories with my parents, but most of them was just around whenever they would drink. It was always hilarious. My mom, especially, she was like the most prim proper type woman that you would never expect to like ever let loose. And then sometimes she would have one too many drinks and would say some things inappropriate, but they were hilarious to us high schoolers. Like one thing that we used to do as a hobby is build potato guns.
Those are cool.
Yeah, we used to build tons of potato guns, and we built one that had like usually these 2-inch PVC barrels, but we built one that had a 1.5-inch barrel, so we could shoot things really, really far. I mean, you really had to jam a potato in there and get smaller potatoes, but it worked really well. And we're out shooting it one night, and she just come back from a party with some friends, and they came down to the pier we were shooting them off into the water. And she's just like, "Oh, that's a new one." We're like, "Yeah, it's a new design that we're trying out." She goes, "The neighbor has a kumquat tree. You can shoot kumquats out of it and call it the cum shooter." And
Oh my
so from that day on, that potato gun was the cum shooter.
No.
Because it could shoot
next level
kumquats.
silliness, and at the same time, what the
That
heck?
girl is my hero, but also no.
Completely naive.
Yeah.
Completely naive too. Just
I
like,
love that.
and we're
I
just
would be
like,
best
Oh,
friends
that's the
with her.
best
I just
part.
know I would
He had
be.
no idea what
Yeah.
you were saying. I love that.
Like, are you still in contact with her? 'Cause-
with my mother? Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's your mother?
Yeah, it's my mother.
I thought this was like a girl you grew up with.
No, this is my mom.
Well, it is a girl he grew up
Now
with.
I just
understand
grew up. Yeah, I was like
more.
the girl that I literally grew up with. Yes, she
Now I
was there
understand more
all the
why
time.
Ian sends her special mail. Well, I'd be best friends with your mom, just so you know.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So, yeah, that was our favorite named potato guns. We usually named our potato guns. So like Spudnik was one.
Do
there's
the
a bunch.
people here know Ian's mail to your mom
Ian's what?
when he sends your mom things in the mail?
Sends my mom things? I sent his mom things.
Oh, you send his mom.
Yeah,
things.
it's the other way around. Yeah, no, I send
Okay.
his mom things.
Yeah.
Hey, Ixnay on Ian's mail to his mom. No, he doesn't know.
Yeah, no. I send vibrators to Ian's mom. That's a
Yeah,
whole.
you guys
thing.
are so similar that sometimes I forget which is
Yeah.
which.
No, that was definitely me sending it to his mom. Whole other story. But
Send vibrators to his mom, and she sends you thank you notes for the cool back rub device.
yeah, the red rod. Yeah,
Mm.
give my mom a red rod shoe. It's like a computer. DK.
Oh,
the red
well,
rod.
there we go.
The red rod.
Dana Lou.
Yeah, that's where I went to. Yeah. Good times. So Adolin's trying to look all cool in front of his friends, but yeah, his dad's maybe going crazy.
Concerning.
It's concerning about the visions, and it's also unpopular about his restrictions he's giving to his armies because he's trying to live the way of the kings, and everybody thinks it's just foolishness.
Especially Sadius's people.
Especially Sadius people, yeah. At some point during this, Adolin does leave to prepare for a duel with Bright Lord Reshi.
I got a duel. Yeah.
Yeah. The last president of the United States to challenge someone to a duel was. It didn't actually happen, but they challenged someone to a duel.
Ooh.
He kept dueling pistols in the Oval Office.
Andrew Jackson?
No, it was more recent.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
It was not legal. I don't know. Maybe that could be Donald Trump. It was
level of narcissism could do it. Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt.
See that?
Yeah, challenged someone to the duel of the White House lawn, although they declined. Well,
it's a no-win.
No.
If you lose, you're dead, and if you win, you just killed the president. There's no win there, no upside.
There's not. Yeah. Well, Hamilton and Aaron Burr, yeah, that was neither one of them were presidents though. But yes, that was.
They both had office. They were both what?
Hamilton was Treasury, and Hamilton was Aaron Burr was Vice President.
President.
Yeah. So.
Aaron Burr is like telling everyone, "Don't duel! Stop it! Don't do it!" Yeah.
Yep. That's when they used to settle things with duels. Well, here in Stormlight we do, but just with swords. So, but not to the death, just till the plate breaks, and they explain it here, at least later.
Just to the pain. Yeah. Oh, no, that different.
All duels should just be done with kumquat shooters.
Oh no, that would hurt. That would hurt.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't die though.
Would you? You might. Those things are pretty powerful.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, those things were pretty powerful.
Don't get in the way of a potato shooter. I'll tell you, potato gun, man.
There you go.
Now what we used, we perfected the fuelant, the fuel that we would use, the accelerant.
Stuff comes out fast.
It does,
and I've done the same thing over a lake because the sucker's going far. You don't know, so yeah.
Oh, we did it at a golf course one time just to see how far it would go.
So you can measure kind of.
Well, you can see how. Yeah, we overshot the green par 4, so it's at least 400 yards.
The next day, people are like, "What the heck happened?
Why is there a potato here?
What is in the hole? What?"
I remember one time we took one to downtown. We took one to downtown Norfolk, which Norfolk is a city. It's not like a big city, but it's a city. And we were shooting into the Elizabeth River down there, and the cops showed up. And I remember they were just so confused. Like they're just like, "What are you doing?" We're like, "We're shooting potatoes into the water, like perfectly good. Like you can eat potatoes." And we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, we got to see this. All right, go and shoot one." And then we shot one. Like, okay, now stop. Do not do that anymore. It sounds like gunshots going off, and we're in a city and cannot keep doing this. So
they're kind of like, "Stop."
Fair enough.
That was cool, but stop.
Yeah.
Those are the cool cops.
Yeah,
like
but stop. Yes. So
Adolin's walking away.
He's walking away. He's pondering what to do with his father.
But he's pondering something else too, which is very cool.
Go for it.
Where he's like, looking around and like, I think my dad might be onto something with these codes. He kind of hates to admit that, but it's a good moment for Adolin being a little more mature, growing up, recognizing his dad's not a complete idiot.
Yeah. Exactly. all his life, his dad's just been shoving Emily Post etiquette books down his throat, and he's always rebelled against this whole thing, and then kind of looks down and goes, it does make sense to put the spoons on the right and the fork on the left. It starts to click. And
yeah.
Proper etiquette. That was a deep cut there, in case you didn't know. But yeah, whole book's on etiquette.
Tree's just smiling along. Yeah.
Just like I know you're talking about.
I
I went to a work dinner the other night, and they handed out the drinks, and I was explaining to someone else like what drink was whose, and I was like, "Yeah, it's this one." And they're like, I was like, "Oh, you're one of those who knew." I was like, "I know place settings." Like, it's actually, in case it says a little the more you know moments. It's really easy to remember, guys. So in case you ever want to know, so little the more you know. So it's really easy to remember. If the word has 5 letters in it, it is right. If it has 4 letters in it, it is left. Fork has 4 letters. You put it on the left side. Drink has 5 letters. You put it on the right. Knife has 5 letters. Spoon has 5 letters. Food plate goes on the left. Food. Anything with 4 letters goes on the left. Anything with 5 letters goes on the right.
Napkin, do whatever you want.
Napkin, you put it on the plate. You can put it on the side. It doesn't really matter. But that's
Sure, the napkin has no rules. You can fold it into a little swan.
Yeah, it can go on the plate. Sometimes
Dessert fork goes above the plate.
Yeah, dessert spoon and fork go above the plate. Yeah, depending on how many courses you're having, then you kind of expand out. But that's for fancy.
Salad fork goes outside. The dinner fork.
Yep, goes in. Yeah. Just in case, Tree, you ever need to know this useless information.
It's funny because I used to actually work in fine dining.
But you had peons that you told to do this job,
I
right?
didn't know this trick, but
you didn't know the trick? It's such an easy trick.
I'd not heard the trick before, but it makes sense.
I just didn't know the reasoning or that.
Yeah, that's the trick. It's that easy.
I just know how it's supposed to look.
Right, but it's that easy. There's a trick to it, and then it just makes everything super easy. Because then you can do your place settings correctly. So yay! Which side did chopsticks go on?
A diagonal.
They go along the top.
Oh, they do? Yeah.
On a little tray.
On a little tray. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't know about chopsticks. This is Western dining here.
I only know what you never do with chopsticks, and that is you leave them standing up in your food when you're done.
Oh no,
that's bad. That's a big no.
Never do that.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Who
all
has food left?
Our make little catapults with them.
Well, I think that's still more socially acceptable.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right.
Start breaking apart, make a whole trebuchet on your table.
Yeah. I think that, Japanese people would be very impressed.
I think they would, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or they'd pretend to be because they're so polite.
Yes.
Yeah. Something like that. Sometimes. Although I've been to a couple of Japanese steakhouses that they are not polite, but that's a different story.
Also, if you go to a real place, they probably don't give you wooden chopsticks. It's probably like nice, fancy cutlery.
Yeah, they do. We have those in our drawer over there, like nice chopsticks. They're nice.
I don't go to nice places, apparently.
Me neither.
I get the snap in the wooden ones.
Yeah, I want to snap stuff.
Yeah, and they have splinters coming off of them, so you don't know whether you're going to get injured while eating. Yeah, all good stuff.
That's why I go to Crab Fest and sushi, so I can snap things. It's my favorite.
Chopsticks are only left point down in a bowl on graves or shrines.
Yes.
Okay.
Or it's like looks like the incense or whatever.
Oh,
I think that's what the thing is. It just symbolizes like that death ritual thing. So don't do it.
So after all this pondering, we switched to Dalinar's point of view, where he is reciting passages from the Way of Kings to Sadeas about the story of the journey of Noadon, to which Sadeas and his on-character self is just rolling his eyes going, really? Really? This is the story you're telling me?
He's really into it. Yeah, no.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, so it's all about the journey. He's like, yeah, but why?
But why?
But
Why, bro?
why walk when you have a car? Like, I just don't understand.
He
Dalinar
sounds like a
doesn't help, though.
teenager.
Where he's like, his response to why is, it's confusing. But
Yeah,
Because
it builds character. Because it builds character.
Exactly. It builds
literally, I'm
character.
reading this line. It's confusing. But listen, you'll see. Yeah, nobody likes that answer. Nobody.
You know what's out there? Now I'm gonna start quoting White Squall. Rocks, wind, waves, enough fog and night to hide it all. Then why do we do it? Because it builds character. That's why. It's because it builds character. But no, he's floundering. He can't really. Ellikar's there too, is kind of making light of everything as well. And he's like, and Sadie's even dismisses like, this is boring. But Downer doesn't get angry. Like, normally he even insults Dalinar, and like Downer even thinks about this. Like, normally in a previous life,
Finding his zen, man.
yeah, he would have been really, really like upset. But now he's just like, whatever, dude. The dude abides.
The dude abides.
The dude abides.
Dude abides.
He's definitely turning into the dude. Lebowski. Now, what if they cast, if they ever do, Jeff Bridges gets to be Dalinar? No. Coming around. The card really completed the room. At this point, Jeff Bridges is too old.
I'm trying to think what character he could play, though.
At this point,
yeah,
he could be a Hoyd.
Yeah,
maybe. But only certain Hoyds, only old Hoyds.
Oh.
I don't know. Not
only
all.
old Hoyts.
He could do
But
that.
not Wit Hoyd.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Who did Jeff Bridges play at this point at his age? I mean, younger Jeff Bridges can play almost anything because he did do serious roles too. It wasn't always just comedy.
Teft.
I mean,
No, he could
Vasher.
do-
That'd be funny.
Vasher.
A few books out, he could do the High Lord who ends up. It's vague enough; nobody will care with managing the money. What's his name?
Yes.
I know you're talking about. I don't know.
And trade,
Mhm.
commerce. That's the word I wanted.
Yeah,
He could do that.
he could be Stormfather.
The storm really brings the room.
Come on, think about Jeff Bridges from Tron. Think about Tron, Jeff Bridges as Stormfather. Yeah, you see it? Yeah, there. See, he can do it.
Cool.
I know the name, but I don't know what to say. Taravangian? No, Taravangian. That'd be interesting. I guess he could, maybe. So, we've met Taravangian. So anyway,
Just barely.
But hey, Dalinar as Matthew McConaughey.
Dalinar.
That would be so funny.
All right.
Totally wrong, but so funny.
We're gonna
No,
fan cast all the characters.
I can't with that one.
Yeah. So, Ellicard jokes to Sadeas that he could become his new wit, which I love this little line. And he's like, "What happened to your old one?" He's like, "Oh, he disappeared. Does this sometimes. He'll be back."
Yep.
And as this all is happening, Adolin and Reshi start the duel. At this point, Dalinar starts going on to some more strategic type things. If you were in charge, he would withdraw his army to Althkar to stabilize the homeland, and maybe send investigators to investigate the Barshindi, but kind of end this whole pointless battle. But what Dalinar doesn't understand is it's not the reason why they're fighting right now has nothing to do with the honor pack and has everything to do with money. So they don't care about the Barshindi really. I don't think it's a means to an end at this point.
Because if it's not this, they're fighting each other back home, right?
Well,
Doing
it's
land
money,
disputes.
it's also prestige.
Yes.
They're earning glory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I just had a thought about the Matthew McConaughey Dalinar.
Yes, it's lingering.
It was. It's so bad, you guys. It was. That's the thing I like about these bridge crews. I get older and they stay the same.
Well, if you replace them every week, yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
Oh,
Anyway, I'm sorry.
no need to apologize. That's great.
awesome. All right. Be a lot cool if you did, man. Just gonna keep on quoting Days of Confused. So at this point they're just disagreeing with all this. I guess Elhokar and Sadeas are, and they're kind of just brushing off Dalinar. But Elhokar does get Dalinar to agree to another joint assault with Sadeas. Which, yeah. And I think at the end, Sadeas actually starts to get, he actually asks for a copy of The Way of Kings. So, it might actually slowly be planting some seeds there.
Or
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to look for
contradictions.
Thank you.
Research against an enemy.
Got to know your enemy.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he does appreciate Dalinar. He does make it point here saying that, well, I'm glad you had that book because you came and saved me.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he is trying to do good, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Reminds me of a lot of medieval nobles where they just kept ennobling everywhere. And life sucked for them too. But it was slightly better than the peasants. They just died at age 40 rather than age 30. So, because dysentery was still real and people thought that bathing was how you get diseased.
Yeah, who's glad to live in the modern age?
Yeah.
I would not have made it very far.
No, actually, the doctors at the time believed that that bathing brought on disease because it opened your pores and let the bad things in.
My God.
So they believed that you shouldn't bathe because that's how you die and get sick.
But if you do have bad stuff, let's just put some leeches on you because they will suck out the
bloodletting was a thing. If you're sick, it was because of the blood, so you needed to drain some of your blood. There was, what was it? The 4 humoruses. So it was bile, black bile, which is basically crap, and urine and blood. So everything was having too much out of balance of those 4 things in your body. They thought it was just a soup in your body. And if you were sick, it's because you had too much blood. So you needed to let the blood out. Or, if it was this other thing, it's because you were too stuffed up. So they just take a ton of these herbal laxatives and just crap their brains out and then die from dysentery. It was just, from dehydration and dysentery and lack of vitamins. And, it's just a really, really fun existence of life, of constantly not knowing if you're going to die next, because the water you couldn't even drink, because if you drink the water, you die too. So
our sisters are badass.
Yeah, they just have to drink beer all the time. That's literally, and really crappy beer.
That's why the Egyptians invented it.
Yep.
It was safer.
Because they had to boil it. And they didn't know the boiling killed stuff. They just knew that the beer was safe to drink. And they had to boil it to make it.
I don't care about that stuff. This is good.
Yeah. So that's it.
Great. I like the Egyptians.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably lots of things to not like, but for that, I like.
Medieval times were interesting times. They were just, but not when I live in those times. Yeah. Chances of living were slim to none.
Yeah, we won the. Well, actually, it might be too early to say that, but I was going to say we won the century lottery.
Yeah,
we'll see about that one. It's
for early. now, yeah, AC, refrigeration, all the things that did not exist.
Yeah,
2 centuries ago.
And now AI is
now
everywhere. I don't know about you guys, but when I use Chat GPT, I'm trying to be polite because we know where this is going, man. So I want to be on the good side.
Oh, the robot overlords? Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. When they come and take over. Have you seen the meme of that? Where it's the cyclical nature of human civilization. So we used to be the wheel of time almost, but so humans, start getting more and more technology advanced. They create AI. AI becomes our robot overlords and makes us build giant pyramids and stuff like that as slaves. And then there's a solar flare that knocks out all of the computer systems. And then we start worshiping the sun god. and reset again, and it just keeps on.
That makes perfect sense.
Because the sun
Write a
came
novel series
and
on
killed
that.
all of our robot overlords, and we worship
That
the sun god.
explains so much.
And we start worshiping the sun god, and then the cycle repeats. It repeats and repeats over and over again. It is the wheel of time with the robot overlords. We're just on the verge of the next turning of the robot overlords. And then the solar flare will save us all generations from now. When we have a giant solar flare.
That's why we have the sun god. Yes. I get it.
It's it. It's all been solved. Sorry. Podcast over.
Brilliant.
Life lessons learned.
Mic drop.
Yeah. So just once again.
Indeed.
There are a lot of fun facts on this podcast.
I don't know if that's really a fact.
I'm feeling good with it. I'm feeling good.
This is the problem with humanity. That was a fun fact.
No. Fun times. Anyways.
What else happens in this chapter?
I think that's about it. I don't think we have really anything else just to get the copy of the.
I mean, there was a moment when Dalinar was checking out Ivani's violet dress.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
there's that.
Oh, there was actually one moment that caught my eye.
Okay.
It was Elhokar was explaining to them about they were talking about the assassins thing again and how he's convinced someone's still trying to kill him. And he said that he sees the people, that he sees them in the mirror
in human
with
faces,
distorted faces.
We get that peek into what's happening to Elhokar. Yeah.
So he's.
And this is when I wish Alondo was here.
I know. Damn it, Alondo! You better watch this back.
You better watch this so we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, or maybe disappointed in you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it just kind of reminded me of like what Shalana's been seeing.
Yeah. 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 A lot of people.
That happened in this chapter.
Nice catch. A lot of people missed that. Yes, a lot of people did.
Yeah.
Points for tree. Points for tree.
Woo. Good catch. Good catch. So you guys ready to go talk about chapter 59 in honor?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's such an honor. I saw another funny meme or our video the other day, a TikTok. It was the Cosmere in like 1 minute. And it says like, yeah, in this world you get all these powers such as depressions, and it showed a picture of Kaladin.
Well, that's accurate.
The power of depression. Womp womp.
You know, people didn't really know it, but Kaladin, invented emo. Yes, totally. Long hair hanging in front of his eyes, all depressed and gloomy. Yeah,
I believe it. Yeah.
Yep. So we start with Kaladin and Teft. They're in the Bridge 4 barracks while Rock's outside doing some drills, and Lopin is standing guard. The Lopin.
I love the Lopin.
Lopin.
One of my favorite characters.
Goncho. And Kaladin draws in some light and but tries to draw in some light, but it
tries. Frustratingly tries.
Yeah, it tries and it fails.
As Teft says, maybe you don't want it badly enough. Yeah, that helps. Thanks.
There is no try. I feel like this is like the Yoda scene. Teft is Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
Favorite quote from Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. So Kaladin's not doing right now. But Teft keeps on lecturing Kaladin and starts talking about the oaths. Yeah. So this is the first mention of the oaths, I think. Well, I think he might have mentioned it, but this is the first time they say them.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned before.
I don't remember if it was mentioned to Kaladin, though.
Maybe not. But yeah. Life before death. Strength before weakness. Journey before destination. All those fun ones.
Yes.
And with oaths, they also mention ideals. You know, they're kind of interchangeable words there.
Yeah. So we learned there's different sets of them, that everyone starts with the first ideal, which is just the first oath. And then depending on your speciality, we don't get into those that much, but they are different ones going after that for the second, third, fourth, and fifth ideals. So moving on up. Yeah.
To the top.
So fun times, all the ideals.
Sorry, it's just the chat. Yeah, like,
Both
we're
Rod
just
before
going
Red
back
Rod.
to where we were. Yeah.
Breakfast before lunch.
That's the most
Both Rod
important.
before Red Rod.
We have not talked about food at all this episode.
We haven't. What'd you have for
That's
dinner?
good because I didn't have dinner, so actually this is really working out for me.
Okay. I had a pulled pork. It was delicious.
Oh, damn it, Alan.
Dinner's still cooking. I'm West Coast, man. I got some nice chicken drumsticks and barbecue, slow cooking, waiting for me when we're done.
Yeah, we had some leftover barbecue from last night. We had County Grill last night at the restaurant. So we had some pulled pork and some mashed potatoes and some mac and cheese.
So good. I'm gonna have lasagna when we're done this.
One of my favorite meals, lasagna.
Yeah, my grandma made me my own personal lasagna. It was so cute.
Oh, your grandma loves you.
I know, because I'm gluten and lactose free.
So she used gluten-free pasta?
Yes, and lactose-free cheese. So she made one for my grandpa and then one for me. I guess her and my grandpa, I guess.
Very nice.
We used to do at an Italian restaurant. I used to work at an Italian restaurant as a server years and years and years ago. And it wasn't on the menu, but it was, they called it a pizza pot pie. So it was like a deep dish Chicago style pizza, but then stuffed with lasagna inside of the pizza. So it was intense, and it was one of those challenge type things. If you could like eat one in one setting, you got prizes.
You get a sticker.
But it was a ton of carbs and like a heart attack. So
we don't do things like that anymore. We're beyond that.
Yeah, beyond with like it had all the toppings on top. Pizza toppings, lasagna, and then pizza crust and deep dish, and it was just
crazy.
Back in college, our cafeteria hated us. They made eggplant lasagna.
Oh, that sounds really good, though.
But it wasn't.
Not cafeteria-wise.
Yeah, maybe not cafeteria.
Eggplant is one of those vegetables where you got to make it right.
Yeah.
And then it's great. You make it wrong, it is horrible.
Yeah.
And they made it wrong. Oh, this was bad.
Like soggy and oily.
The taste was yucky.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's it. Just ugh.
Yeah. You have to salt it. You have to salt the eggplant the right way to really soften it.
I love eggplant though. It's so good.
Yeah. Eggplant parmesan's great if you get someone that knows how to make them. Yeah.
It's got to be done right.
But not a cafeteria. Probably not cafeteria food.
Yeah.
Not the best.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Like elementary school cafeteria is trying to do chicken cordon bleu. It's probably be gross.
Yeah. Probably.
It reminds you of the Pizza Hut pizza Razzo from the 80s. I never tried that, but probably same concept.
Priazzo.
Yeah, get that Italian in there.
Priazzo. So during all this, Brightness Hashal appears to bestow such an honor to this bridge crew.
She sucks.
Where she was. It's like Kaladin's bringing all these people back from these other bridge crews, and we haven't heard from her. So I was like,
yeah, and she shows up, and she's like, "Hey, you guys, all these other bridge crews are looking up to you, and because you're saving everybody, and since you're setting such a good example, you know what? You guys are gonna get to run every bridge run now." And they're like, and then he's
appreciate
like,
the honor.
He's like, but what about chasm duty? It's like, oh yeah, you can still do that at nighttime. You'll just sleep when we don't have runs.
Yeah. And then after this, it was the Kaladin, but the SpongeBob gift. All right, I'm out. We're getting. He's like, we're getting in here, guys. Screw this.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's literally going, the team won't last like more than a couple weeks now. This is not good. Time to revise some plans.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much a death sentence for all his men. Because at this point they will be all dead pretty fast.
So tomorrow we kill Sadius. No, that's not how it works, but that would have been a good plan.
Yeah.
But during all this, Kaladin gets upset and breathes in sharply, then all of a sudden starts to glow. Goncho, you're glowing again.
He finally cared enough.
Yeah, so he has to be careful about this. If he starts glowing out everywhere, people are going to start thinking he's really weird or something's wrong with him.
True.
Yeah, they might start putting leeches on him. They might start putting leeches on him, trying to leech out all this stuff. Fun times. So Kaladin gathers the crew. They head down to the chasm for their shift and to do some spear practice. And this is, I think, when Syl comes out as well. And this is when Kaladin has another idea. He says, "You know what, Teft, go ahead and do the spear practice. Syl, come with me. We need to go find some Parshinti bodies. Because this is going to end well, right? Yeah. The Parshinti that we already know, when you touch their dead, they get very angry, and we're going to cut them apart. Like, this sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah. I would love to hear, like, Alondo, I wish you were here because I want to hear what he thinks is the plan.
Well,
Yeah.
Alondo, Jim, what do you think?
Alondo.
I just have a serious question. You said go
Mhm.
down into the chasm, and I say the
Chasm.
chasm.
Sorry,
Yeah,
chasm.
we do
Okay.
too. It's
I
just
was
an
just
Alan
checking.
thing.
I'm like,
It's an
have I been doing it
Alan thing. I'm
wrong all
sorry.
these years?
No, we still love him.
I read words exactly. So I mean, I'll say what is it? Epitome.
Oh God, no, you do not.
Dude, I don't. That's a joke from our podcast, though.
but yeah.
It's the epitome of this episode.
Alondo's gonna have a great time when he listens to this.
I know he is.
He better. I'm gonna be so mad if he doesn't.
Regardless of however you say
for all
anything,
intensive purposes.
you gave me what was that phrase for the introductory stuff? The
The
what was it?
obituary. The
I mean,
obituary.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
The obituagraphs, yeah.
A bitchograph.
Yeah,
I
obituaries.
mean, everything else, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a bitchograph now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can take
Yeah.
that home with you.
I am home. Wait a second. What?
Oh, there you go.
I say chasm and flinch every time Alan says chasm. Chasm,
Chasm.
chasm. Potato, tomato. Just
I'm just used to it by now.
tomato,
I
tomato,
say things weird
potato,
all the time, I'm
potato.
sure.
Potato. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Got that
that other
weird
kind of
Canadian thing
sugar.
going for me.
It's how dark friends say chasm. We say chasm. This is what happens when I'm just reading and it's late at night and I'm recording. I need to get on West Coast time. So anyway,
Yeah, you're like a lot later than me. Yeah.
yeah, it's 10 o'clock here. So
My wife just got home from work.
there you go. Still light outside.
Yes.
Not here. You can see the nighttime behind
It
these
is quite
windows.
dark by you.
It's quite dark outside.
Yeah, it's dark.
Um,
I mean,
I
it's
have blue
7 o'clock for me too.
sky.
no,
Alan and I are at the
it's
same time.
just dark. It's just dark outside. So let's see. Tef goes lead and drill while Syl investigates some Parshinti corpses. This is when Kaladin cuts off some of the carapace. And they start to gather the bones.
I mean, it's a good idea. Let's collect this stuff. We might be able to do something with this.
It's gross.
This is what it looks like.
He can leap about. Look at the bones.
Oh Lord.
Run away! Run away!
Look at the bones.
Bones.
Sorry, get me on a Holy Grail trail. We're gonna be for a while.
All of the bones. Yeah. So they start collecting.
Sorcerer
Tim.
Tim.
Tim. The enchanter.
The
The enchanter. Tim. But you can call me Tim.
Tim.
I went shopping with my friend this weekend because she needed some shrubberies for her backyard. So we went to the
Shrubbery.
plant store.
Did she cut it down with a
Yeah,
hairy?
yeah.
Nice white picket fence.
Yes, I demand a shrubbery. And yes, we yelled that all through the garden center. It was amazing.
Me.
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 Yes.
Me.
The Knights Who Saved Me.
Me.
So yeah, he puts all these bones into a sack and then proceeds to a shallow chasm where Lopin had dropped some rope from a prior bridge run. And Kaladin whispers the first idea of the Knights Radiance here, and then all of a sudden, woof,
Yes.
he turns into Tim the Enchanter.
Yes. Build your own rock climbing wall.
Yeah.
It's a very cool thing.
It is. I'm wondering if he is the same thing as Seth, Sun's son. Don't tell me, but I'm just curious. That's where my brain is right now. I'm
Okay.
like wondering. I'm trying to look for similarities.
It is a wondering.
It is a wondering. Yes. An inkling of
We
a
will
thought.
affirm you're wondering.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, we will say that you are wondering.
I am definitely
I
wondering.
will not say whether it's correct or not.
It is worth wondering upon.
Yeah.
Yes. Like it's
Yep.
kind of the same, but also kind of different.
Mhm.
Don't know.
Perhaps.
All we've seen is Seth do lots of stabby stabs and flying around and changing gravity
Well,
points.
we've seen him do something similar to people
You've seen him
Yep.
do people?
in that first opening scene of the book.
Yeah, we lashes people.
Yes, that's true. Yes, exactly.
Just like
So
rocks.
that's what I was thinking with the rocks, because he does stick people to stuff and things to stuff.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
keep
the way he
wondering.
describes it in his head is a little different than how Kaladin is talking about it in his head. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And he
That could
realizes
just be a difference of training for all.
And he
you know.
realizes
Yeah, it
if
could
he
be.
holds his breath, it stays in longer. He starts to figure some things out. But he realizes he also doesn't need to breathe when he's filled with stormlight. There's no urge to breathe.
I love what he figures out at the end of this.
That's crazy. I didn't pick up on that.
You didn't pick up that? Yeah, that's
No.
something he talks about. There's no feeling, no
He doesn't
need to breathe.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool.
In fact, holding his breath actually helps him retain the stormlight.
It's like one of
Yeah.
those philosophical things that like every single one of us has only about like between 2 to 4, maybe 5 minutes tops to live, but reset that clock every time we take a breath. But like it's a philosophical question. Like
That's
that
fine.
technically all of us only have a
Yeah,
few
well,
minutes to
now
live.
I'm not sleeping tonight. Thank you.
At any given moment, you only have a few minutes left on this earth, but then you set the clock. It's like a checkpoint. Every time you take a breath, it's like a new
That's-
checkpoint in the game.
I don't like it. I don't
you
like
keep
it.
going. You don't
I
like
don't
it,
like
but it's
knowing that.
true.
The chat starts showing up. We all have a death sentence now.
Oh no, I'm fine. Oh god, it's happening.
Remember,
again. Oh, no,
Alan's a
I'm
dark
okay now.
friend, people. That's why he introduces such ideas.
No, I just do that so of course, because it never gets old. The more you know.
TK Moon will no longer be sleeping. I see.
What
Me
if my
neither.
body stops breathing while I'm sleeping? Then you have sleep apnea, and you probably should
Yes.
go to a doctor, do sleep study, and do
We're
some
being
stuff for that.
tested next week for
yeah.
that, by the way. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. So, sometimes it happens, and yeah, there's actually a full medical condition for exactly that. DK Moon, you stop breathing in your sleep. It does happen. Anyways, so yeah, Kaladin then after he breathes in all the stormlight, uses a makeshift ladder of stones to climb up the chasm wall, gets to the sack at the top of the bridge, and Syl tells him there to cut the rope.
Yeah,
He's
just
hanging
drop,
from?
man.
Yeah,
You'll be
Just drop.
fine.
it'll be
I'm
alright.
sure it'll be
I feel
fine,
good
yeah.
about this.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
That's 40 feet. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
If
Oh,
you've ever seen
I
Billy's
wasn't-
Balloon by Don Hertzfeldt, it's a great little cartoon. You can look up on YouTube later. It's fantastic. Just this whole scene, like the balloon picks a little kid up and picks him way up there and just drops him. The balloons start attacking kids. It's like a whole little cartoon, and it's quite morbid and dark humor. But that's my thing.
It's like a murder balloon animal, like for real.
Yeah.
We talked about those. That's what I think those what was it that one of the
Another
flashback
reason to
stories from
fear
Dalinar?
clowns.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they're flashback stories. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the murder balloon animals. The
Murder balloons.
Midnight Essence. Murder balloons.
Yes. We're like wacky inflatable arm flailing tube people, but with heavy knives on their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, he falls down, but then he's able to immediately heal himself.
Yeah, it's something to note, though. He falls down. It does injure him,
Yes.
but the stormlight recovers him like
Yep.
that.
Like that. Yeah.
So, yeah. Doesn't make you invincible. You gotta make sure you got some stormlight, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crossover question. So does Wolverine and Deadpool just have a ton of stormlight? Is that how this works? Like,
At a cellular level. Yeah, let's do that.
yeah. There
They
you
just
go.
have a
Wolverine's got a
continuous
lot, and Deadpool has unlimited.
Like
That's
photosynthesis.
insane.
Photosynthesize their stormlight or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Deadpool is pretty much just a cheat code. That's all Deadpool
Oh,
is.
totally.
True.
Yeah.
Marvel cheat code. I like that.
Yeah.
Wolverine's my favorite Marvel character. Deadpool is a close second.
Mhm.
So Deadpool and Wolverine was the best movie ever.
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah.
So fun. So don't take this movie seriously, but so fun.
Yeah, don't take your kids to see it either if they.
Oh goodness, no.
It's always funny, like, because so in the 80s, this was a weird time too. We're going back to the beginning of this episode.
There's a lot.
They
of
used to do a lot of movies on TV that were not appropriate movies at all, but they made them for TV so your kids could watch them too. But they edited so much stuff out and bleeped out all the curse words and all the sexual scenes and everything like that actually they could put it on
made the
TV
movie good. Yeah,
and your kids could watch it with you. Now, fast forward to today's day and time, and my brother, who had now his daughter's a lot older, but at the time I think was 5 years old. During Christmas, we watched it as a kid. So why not watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation with your 5-year-old daughter? Like, how bad could it be? Because the made-for-TV version and the real version are not the same.
Yeah, but like 5-year-old though, 5-year-old, like a lot of that probably just goes whoop.
Probably a lot of it does, but still, one of those things where it's.
I can't judge though. I watched Game of Thrones with my son, and he was, 11, 12. I was just like, "Cover your eyes, son. Cover your eyes."
The worst, I guess, what they do, they did the Sound of Music, and they got to the Yahtzee scene. I guess I'm going to say Yahtzee. Towards the end of the movie, when they come and take over, and the daughter asked, who are they? And they said, oh, they're just bad people. It's what makes them bad? Because they think they're better than everybody else, and they just don't like people. So the next day, she goes to school and calls another girl in her class
a Yahtzee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
There was a call home from the teacher asking, what are you teaching your daughter?
Oh, no.
Sound of Music, and we're trying to explain it to a 5-year-old.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
That's so bad.
I goes to school and calls like another girl in her classroom. Teacher calls home like, why was your daughter calling other kids?
Wow. Yeah.
So we had her talking to about trying to explain.
Time for a real history lesson now.
Yeah, now a real
Turns
history
out you
lesson.
can absorb more than you think.
We thought we were going to be a little older before we get to this part of history, but
Yeah.
you know what? Let's just dive in.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Christmas Vacation movie was the most tame of the vacation movies. It was, but still not the same as what my brother remembered it. It was the most tame of them. Anyways, so heals his injuries, even though they didn't feet. Then he tells Lopin to retrieve his sack on the next bridge run, which Lopin says, yeah, not a problem at all. He's just like, yeah, they don't really pay attention to bridge crew, and they definitely don't pay attention to Herdazians, and they definitely don't pay attention to disabled people. So I'm like a ghost. I can just pretty much do whatever I want here. I'm here because I want to be here, because I am the Lopin. Like, I have a feeling like he could just walk out and no one would stop him. Like,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think so.
He doesn't have to be there.
I just had a really unsettling thought about how they have to reach under the bridge to get the stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is Lopin holding himself up with? Like, he's just got no arm, and he's just hanging over the bridge with nothing to hold him to the bridge when he goes under. Like, that's actually terrifying. Could you imagine doing that? Like, if I'm going over a bridge, I'm holding on with this hand.
He has a point.
And I'm reaching under so that I can save myself with this arm.
When you've been one
it over
for a long
bridge,
time, I think you learn how to probably get around.
Yeah, I assume so.
We would do it differently. We just lay flat on the ground and then just reach with the arm.
Like, obviously, I'm a 2-armed person, so it's not something I've ever experienced. I'm just kind of trying to imagine.
It's like a safe hand.
Yeah, my safe hand. My safe hand coverage, Jim.
I get it now.
I have different ones.
I wasn't going to judge your question, but
sometimes it's just an oven. Sometimes it's an oven mitt.
Sometimes it's an oven mitt. Yeah. It's usually an oven mitt, actually.
It usually is. Yeah. We used to play a game, What's in Tree Safe Hand.
Yes.
And
that's for after we finish a part, but I forgot the last part.
Would be very appropriate. You're kind of more into the later books now with that one,
With his hands, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have one where the tips of the glove are the same color as my skin, so it's kind of like a tease.
It's a yeah.
Wow.
Like
Very
like those
sensual
flesh
there.
colored spandex.
We are
Yeah.
somewhere in the process of making Only Hands t-shirts.
Yeah.
So
They've been designed. We just have to
they've been
figure out-
designed. We just have to figure out if we can get our merchandise to actually carry them.
Yeah.
But Only Hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stormlight's best site for viewing all of the safe
Only
hands.
Hands.
Only Hands. Fun times. Yeah, that's pretty much how we end this chapter, right? Is there anything
Yeah.
else? Yeah. I can't
I
think of
don't
anything
think
else.
so.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Thanks for being a first time reader for us, Jim, for tonight, and let us keep going. We may be recording over the next 2 weeks. We may not. Or we might be treeless.
Perhaps, yeah. And then you
Perhaps.
know what? After that, I'm also moving in the next couple of months, so that'll be fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, at some point, I'm starting renovations in my house.
Yeah.
At
So
some
we're
point.
gonna be a little busy.
At some point, I've been talking about that for months now. They were supposed to start. They were supposed to start today. Did they show
I'm
up?
doing none of those such
No.
things, and I'm good. I've been there in both what you're describing. Now those are behind me now. Now
Mhm.
I'm just here.
Yeah.
Do you know where you're moving to yet?
I'm going to Niagara Falls.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fun
I hear they have
times.
a nice waterfall there.
Yeah, it's really tiny and cute.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a couple of people have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple people have been over it.
Yeah. A lot of people.
A lot of people
Yeah.
have been over it.
And one very crazy person walked tightrope across.
Mhm.
But words are hard. I don't know why. You know what I mean?
That's going over in a barrel. Ooh, that's a
Tightrope,
great
yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they used to do that a lot, right? The
Yeah,
barrel
they
thing.
might have been more. There probably was more. I just can't think of them. I just know one recently in like my lifetime has done it. I don't know if the other people were successful or not.
I'd be more the person down on the boat at the bottom, the Maiden of the Mist going
Yeah.
around. Ooh, this is cool.
Yes, the Maid of the Mist is the hornblower now.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Well, actually, no. Ours on the Canadian side is the hornblower now. We always had the Maid of the Mist, and then the American side bought the Maid of the Mist from us. So now we
Oh.
have the hornblower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm.
Yay.
Yeah.
Last
It's
time
like-
I visited Niagara Falls, it was like December, and the ice was like this, coating everything.
Oh, yeah, I
It was
love
because
that.
that mist just keeps
Yeah.
building up and freezing on everything. It was
It's
very
so
cool.
pretty. It's my
Very
favorite time to
pretty.
go and take pictures. Like all the trees are like crystals.
Yes, yes.
The like ironwork around the falls.
Preserved.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun times. Yeah. I would guess that I don't know the survival rate of going over the. People have survived.
Oh yeah, they've survived.
Yeah. People have survived, but
Yeah.
most people don't.
The most
not
common
as-
response when they're recovered is, "What was I thinking?"
Yeah, there's a lot of like companies that have been blamed for. Because I have a friend of mine that used to do professional skydiving, and he is so Red Bull's a little better about it, but there were some companies that had these challenges. I think Doritos did it one time, and they tried to like. And Mountain Dew did it at some point where they were trying to pay a bunch of money for the more and more extreme stunts, and the amount of people that died trying to collect this paycheck is insane. Like. Corporate responsibility, yay! We're just gonna say like, yeah, the more cooler video you send us, the more money we're gonna send you, and like people are literally dying. Like, not saying that the smartest people in the entire world even try these kind of stunts, but still, it's like
It's like a jacket situation.
kind of. But yeah,
Well, like we had quite a thing for a few years, death by selfie. Because people were trying to get into that perfect position.
Oh my
with their
god.
selfie stick and then falling off cliffs, falling off
Yeah.
buildings,
Yeah.
getting
That's a
mauled
real
by
problem here,
tigers.
too.
You know,
Well, wasn't there like a guy
story-
got eaten by a shark like last week in Israel? I think because
What?
yeah, no, this was
by
like
a
last-
shark in Israel.
Like
Yeah, in the
full on
waters-
eaten, or
Yeah,
just
there was a
bit?
bunch of sharks out there, so he took a camera out there to go to get pictures for his kid. And
Oh,
wanted to go swim with
that's
the
even
sharks to get
worse, for his
pictures. And they
kid.
were like literally feeding the sharks for, and he walked out to like a bunch of sharks all feeding in a feeding frenzy. And
Oh, so he got eaten by a bunch of sharks.
yeah,
Oh my god, that's awful.
it's like
And this is the content you get on the Cosmere Radio.
Excuse me. Sneeze. My allergies are acting up in case you guys
just-
can't
Is this like a record for how many times you've used it?
I think it is.
No, we're getting there, but I don't think so.
I gotta keep on doing it till it's not funny, until it's funny again. You know, like when you do a joke over and over again, it's not funny anymore, and then you keep on doing it until it's funny again. There's a valley. Yeah.
It's the breathing situation again.
Yeah. Ian used to do that a lot with roundabouts. Like, so we would ride in the car with Ian, and he would keep going around and around until it's like, okay, it's not funny anymore, and then we're dying and laughing because he goes around like 3 more times. Like, and then we're just like hysterical.
Kids Big Ben. National Lampoon Hogan.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. National Lampoon.
You just keep going until it gets ridiculous.
Until it gets ridiculous.
Fun.
And then it's funny.
Yeah.
Darwin Award. Yeah. The good old Darwin Award. Some of those, if you ever read them, are really bad. Like, it's just really bad. I'm like,
some people earn that Darwin Award hard.
They do. Yeah.
So deserving.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. It's usually not the greatest thing in the entire world.
No.
Usually starts with, hey, watch this or hold my beer. One of the two.
Right?
It's hold my beer.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Speaking of hold my beer, one of the weird things I've just learned recently is apparently it's become a thing at Major League Baseball games.
Mm-hmm.
That if you catch a ball in your beer, then you chug the beer.
Oh.
You can find videos. Google it, YouTube it. You'll find it. Like, bam, the beer splashes, but then anything's left, just right through past the ball. It's a thing.
Yeah. I used to be a member of a running club that if you wore new shoes, you had to chug a beer from your shoes. If they were new.
Oh, that's an Ian thing.
Yeah. Oh, Ian did the boot. Das Boot. Those were not new.
Yes. No, they looked like they were old and stinky.
Those are not new shoes. Yeah.
They were like work boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also the dog bowl and a bunch of other stuff. There was a
dog bowl, ice cube tray.
That was a very we did. Yeah, we picked some flowers out and just poured the water out and poured a beer in there. It was a very, very drunkard night.
Sounds like it.
COVID was interesting times.
Yeah, a lot of these channels started, man. COVID.
Yeah, COVID was an interesting time. It was a strange time. COVID was strange.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
100%.
Glad
I had some great memories from COVID. And also some times of like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Yeah. But anyways.
A lot of us have a positive memory of COVID.
Yeah.
That a lot of us are really introverts and we can just stay home.
Yeah.
That was not so bad. You know, and talk to people on a screen. That was cool.
And then you have people like me who are super extroverts and used to go to bars all the time. Then COVID happened, so I created a podcast. So I could talk to people. All right, we're gonna talk and we're gonna drink together on camera in front of a bunch of other people, because that's what we did, and that's what we still do apparently.
And we're all pretty comfortable with it now.
And this is still my main form of social interaction.
It's normal life now.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. So, anything we missed before we go into favorite character?
I don't think so.
All right, favorite character from these chapters.
My favorite character,
the Lopin.
Yeah, the Lopin.
Steals every skinny thin.
That's what I was gonna pick. It's the Lopin.
Yeah. I think I'll pick Adolin.
Not bad. Not bad.
He shines in his chapter.
He had like a little growing moment. I liked him defending his dad.
Yep.
He's just as nice. I just like him.
I'll pick Tef.
Tef, yeah.
You can't go wrong with Tef.
You can't go wrong. Yeah.
I don't pick Adolin very often, so.
Yep. Sounds good. So
not many people pick Kaladin either, because it's just too depressing.
It's too depressing.
It's too depressing.
I picked Kaladin.
So,
I love him all the time, though.
Yeah.
You feel for him, but you're like, guy, dude, find the bright side once,
Yeah. Syl is his bright side. She's his little girl.
Syl.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? In this last chapter, Kaladin felt a lot younger. Like, reading seemed a lot younger than he normally is, because there's a time when I was like, Kaladin can get it. It's fine. And then I find out he's only 19, and I'm just like, never mind. I retract that statement. Kaladin cannot get it. Because I forget how young he is. Because he seems so much older. But in this one, working with Teft, he seems so much younger. So that was kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So next time on the Cosmere, we're doing 3 chapters, 60, 61, 62, which are that which we cannot have, which we cannot have, right for wrong, and 3 glyphs. Just 3.
Just 3.
Not 2, not 4. 5 is just right out, but 3.
3, sir. 3.
On the
When
3
2's
glyphs.
not enough and 4 is too many. 3.
Yeah. I pick whatever Elokar saw in the mirror. Good pick, Pythos. That's
Yes.
Yes, I like
That
it.
did go through my brain a little bit. I just can't pick Elokar.
No.
Yeah.
Doesn't get easier.
No. I believe it.
Anyways, thanks, Jim, for coming on. You can find Jim on his YouTube channel. You do YouTube and podcast, right? Or just YouTube?
Yep. No, it all streams on podcasts wherever you download podcasts
Okay.
too. But come see us on YouTube. That's where the fun really is. And I throw in graphics and stuff.
Yeah. And come up with really cool mixology and drinks too. So in case you ever
Yes.
You go through the back channels, there's a lot of drinks I introduced. Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you have a fancy drink tonight?
No, just a little rosé wine, which I clearly need to refill.
Nice. Yes,
Problem
you
here.
do.
there you go. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
How we can be found is thecosmereads.com. It's the website where you find links to all sorts of things like social media, our master Discord channel that has the Will Reads, the Cosmere Reads, Feather Mountain, bunch of stuff on there. Just go check it out. You can get lost for a while reading through all the stuff that people have posted over the last 5 years.
5 minutes.
5
action.
years. So yeah, go check it out. That is the Discord. Links are at the website. Also support us on Patreon or merchandise or whatever, or just by listening. Like, subscribe, all the algorithm stuff that I'm supposed to say whenever you do these things, right? Yeah. Do that. Be a lot cooler if you did, man. All right.
All right.
And yeah, so that's pretty much all I got. We might be on next week. We might not. Like I said, it really depends on travel schedules and what's going on, but we'll let you know in the Discord. So otherwise, see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching the Cosmere Reads.
Gosh dang, gosh dang fresh. Gosh dang, gosh dang fresh.